All right, the Big Ten making a mega distribution deal tonight that will put games on networks like CBS, Fox, and NBC. It is one of the most lucrative deals in college sports history that will really change the landscape. And we're just talking about one conference funneling millions of dollars into already loaded programs, but student athletes will not see a cent. Here is investigative correspondent Rich McHugh tonight.
College sports, and more specifically college football, has become big business in America, and today it got a whole lot bigger, with the Big Ten Conference cashing into the tune of $7 billion. $7 billion. That's 9 zeros. Andrew Brandt is the director of sports law at Villanova and hosts the Business of Sports podcast.
It's clear. The Big Ten, which is one of, if not the primary football conference, is getting over $1 billion a year, which is going to translate, I believe, to $90 million per school per year. That's a lot of money.
The deal will put the Big Ten's top games across 3 major networks, Fox, CBS, and NBC, over the course of the 7-year agreement.
This is truly an NFL-like deal. These are networks pooling together to broadcast this conference. And on the football side, you're going to have a noon game with Fox, you're going to have a late afternoon game on CBS, and you're going to have an evening game on NBC. The only participant not entering the fray is ESPN, who decided that it was just too rich for their blood.
Kevin Warren, commissioner of the Big Ten, said in a statement to NewsNation, the Big Ten conference media rights agreements are more than just dollars and deals. They are a mechanism to provide stability and maximum exposure for our student athletes, member institutions, and partners during these uncertain times in collegiate athletics. The deal also means Big Ten schools will receive media revenue similar to professional sports leagues without one giant expense: player salaries.
The biggest expense for professional sports leagues is player pay. In college, there is no player pay. That's what makes this so stunning and so extraordinary.
The Big Ten says that the 14 schools in the conference will provide over $200 million in financial support to more than 9,800 students across 42 different sports. But a growing number of people say that's not enough.
This is an astronomical sum of money in a sport where the players do not make a wage for the work they are doing, as any other undergraduate on campus would make a wage for the work that they were doing in a job.
Jason Stahl is the president of the College Football Players Association, created last year to help players organize and fight for their rights.
The whole enterprise is made possible by the players on the field who are sacrificing their bodies and minds in many cases to make this whole enterprise go. And so we think it is a moderate, small ask to say that the players deserve a cut of these media right deals.
But Brandt says the reality and where the money eventually goes will play out differently.
I've been around long enough in the business of sports that we know where it's going to be allocated. To continue the arms race to get the best players, to therefore have the best teams, get the best exposure, and be the true, I would call them storefronts for these major universities, the athletic programs.
And Rich McHugh joining us. So, Rich, just to kind of piggyback on what he was saying there, we're talking about recruiting, right? So some of the money, although not going to the players, through the programs, it could be funneled in that way?
Oh, these programs are going to get a windfall of money. I mean, it's going to be, I think he said it's about $90 million per school, and much of that is probably going to be directed towards the programs. You know, they get to spend it on coaches, they get to spend it on new weight rooms, you know, as he called them, storefronts for the school programs. It's unclear whether this is going to be directed to any of the students or the players. Buried in the language in their press release was saying that $200 million goes to the 14 schools for such things as aid. I asked them, you know, is that going to change? Is that number going to change with this new money? And they didn't respond to me today. So
yeah,
who knows?
It's mind-boggling. I mean, $7 billion for just one conference. It's worth saying again. The players always have something to say about it. What are they telling you tonight, those that you've talked to?
Well, I know that there's a large number of players. There's an increasing number of players that actually are starting to band together and say, this is a lot of money, and we do want our share. It's a very powerful, football is very powerful. And so I don't think we're going to hear that again until probably after the season, but they are certainly aware of this, and they're starting to use, like, the rules were changed last year, so now players and athletes can trade on their name, image, and likeness, so they can sell things according to their name and their image, which they haven't been able to do. And I think that is going to kind of pave the way for more conversation about athletes getting paid down the line.
Yeah, it's an ongoing debate, an important one, and $7 billion in this case. A lot of money's on the line. Rich, thank you.
Thanks, Marnie.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.